Tate, and this is my persuasive speech. In the world, there are many, many different types of genres of music. The two genres that seem to be taking over the world right now are pop and rap. Now, where one person may think that these are the most amazing genres on earth, I would have to disagree, and hopefully if you do think they are the best, I can help you come to your senses. Rock and alternative music, I have to say, are the two best genres that are out there. Now, rock is not just a genre, but it's also a personality in itself. When you think of rock, you usually don't just think of a solo rock artist or a rock band, but you think of the personality that surrounds itself with the people who do listen to this genre. Now, whereas when you think of pop, you usually just think of the last pop singer you have listened to recently. Whereas singers such as Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, and Bruno Mars have been on the top 40 and have been for probably the last year or two, rock bands such as Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, and Motley Crue have been on the top of the music industry for the past 20 years, even despite breakups and band member changes. Now, I don't know about you, but rock bands seem to last a lot longer than pop stars, and statistics have even shown that your average pop star can possibly go up to 10 years and longer. Now, however, the same statistic even showed that rock bands who make it big can go up to 40 years and possibly longer than that. Not only do they last longer, but in my opinion, the music is also a lot better. When you're in a band, one of the responsibilities that you probably won't see a pop singer have is that whatever instrument you play, or if you sing, you are solely responsible for writing your lyrics or writing the music to your songs. Now, if you don't write lyrics and if you don't play an instrument, you may not be able to comprehend how difficult it can be to combine notes and chords to create decent music, and how frustrating it can be to come up with lyrics that sound good. Where pop singers differ in the actual music, however, their music is all synthetic. It's especially fake in the rap genre. And in rap and in some hip-hop, the actual music that you hear behind the singer's voice isn't actually real. The music that you hear isn't even made by actual people. It's all computer generated, and all someone would have to do is give it an easy beat and then just add it to the background of the singer's already auto-tuned voice. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that some pop artists write some of their songs, but they don't write them all. Pop artists have songwriters for them, and by having them, they lose the personal touch that they can use in their songs to connect with their listeners better. And like I said before, rock bands, they do it all. They write songs that usually come straight from their heart, and by doing so, they connect so much better with their listeners, and it gives them a sense that the band members are actually just like them. Another genre I would really like to talk about is the alternative genre. Alternative, unlike rock, is more of an underground genre of music. This genre, to me, is more personal than rock is, and especially pop. The reason they differ from alternative bands is usually alternative bands don't make it as big as rock bands, so they're more down to earth, and they don't let the glamour of being in a pretty well-known band go to their heads. Now, not only are the personalities of the actual people in the band different, but the personalities of the people who actually listen to their music are different. Now, when you look around, you can probably notice that just about everyone is a Katy Perry fan. And I actually do know that there are some pretty hardcore Katy Perry fans out there that really do love her for her music. But fans of alternative bands actually love the bands for the music that they write, not because they're a top 40 artist or because they're all over the place right now, but because the stuff that they write about is something that they can really connect with, and they feel sort of like a personal sense with the band. Another reason I love alternative music is when you go to a concert, rather than having to have a VIP pass to see a top 40 artist, you get to meet the band even if you just bought your ticket 5 minutes before the doors open before the show. I have been to many mainstream concerts and many alternative concerts, so I have had the personal experience of seeing who actually wanted to meet all of the fans that came out to support them that night.
Really?
The main reason I love alternative bands so much is that the bands are different. Now, when I say different, I don't mean that their sounds differ by barely a little bit. I mean their voices. There are no alternative bands that sound alike.
Yes.
Voices are voices that would be impossible to mimic,
She
even if
is
the bands
videoing,
stand for something different than the
someone
others.
doing
So
a
their actual music
feature.
and the meaning behind their music is different. It also creates a huge variety in just one genre of music. One way I like to describe this is with an alternative press magazines. As you can see, the difference between the bands are totally different. And in each magazine, there's probably about 100 to 200 bands listed. So it's such a wide variety that in a year you could hear up to 1,000 different bands, and you probably won't hear about the band in the same magazine for probably a couple more years. Now, I know these genres may seem very cliche to talk about, but to me, they're extremely important. This music is what taught me to be who I am today. Spending my time listening to lyrics that told me to never give in and to never take for granted the little things that are in my life taught me to be who I am. So in closing, I hope I was able to give you a general idea about how rock and alternative differ from pop and why I think they're so much better. Thank you.
Yay!
Yay!